Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 26 of Personal Development Training Series. My name is Mohammad Reza Fati, and I'm a life coach. What we do in life echoes in eternity. Have this belief that your life is going to be separated to before and after personal development training. This episode is about when you loosen the role, what becomes your core. So, let's close the circle. Because if we leave this series where most people leave it, you'll walk away with a good insight and then return to the same pattern the next time this pressure hits. So here's the real question at the end of episode 4. You loosen the role, you step back from being the fixer, the strong one, the reliable one, the emotional manager, and immediately you feel exposed. So what holds you up when roles stop doing the holding? What keeps you intact? What makes your identity? That's what episode 5 is about. It's the missing piece. Because most people don't go back to the old role because they want to. They go back because the old role gives them structure. It gives them a sense of, I know who I am here. And when you loosen it, there is a gap. And the gap feels like risk. So today we're building what fills that gap, a core that's stable, without needing you to perform a function to earn your place. Let's talk about the mistake that people make at this stage. When people realize a role is running them behind the scene, they often do one of these two things. They either try to reinvent themselves overnight, or they try to do change purely through techniques like boundaries, productivity routines, or even reading books. Both can help, but neither answers the deeper problem inside us. When things get tense, who are you internally if you don't have the default role? See? Productivity tips won't help here. So let's build it in a way that survives real life, not theory, real life. Step number 1, you need direction. The moment direction matters is the moment your emotions get loud. Let's make this specific. Scene number 1, the workplace moment. It's Tuesday and you're in a meeting that was supposed to be quick. It turns into one of those meetings where everyone is circling and nobody's landing the plane. The deadline has been slipped and leadership wants some explanations and answers. The room has that tight, polished tension. People speaking carefully, pretending they're calm. You feel the familiar pull in your chest. Your identity knows this moment. You want to do it. Your body is pulling you. You are usually the one who saves it. You summarize, you propose the plan, you volunteer for the messy parts because you'd rather carry it than watch it fall apart. And here's the key. You don't even have to decide to do it. Your system is already moving. Now, you try the new version of you. You let the silence exist for 2 minutes longer than usual. You don't jump in. Someone looks at you. It's subtle, it's not a command. It's the old expectation floating in the atmosphere of the room. You begin to overthink, overanalyze. You just want to answer. You want to step into your old role. If you don't step in, it'll look like you don't care. If you don't save it, you'll lose the reputation. If you don't do it now, everything will fall apart. This is the exact point where people go back to their default role. So, what holds you here? Direction. Direction is the internal answer to what am I building with my life beyond today's approval? Because in that moment, you need something stronger than mood. You need a compass. So you do something different. You speak, but you speak from direction, not from reaction. You say calmly, I can help us structure this, but I'm not owning it alone. Let's name the decision, then assign the next step. And you stop here. See the difference? You feel the discomfort, your body still wants to overfunction, but you don't feed it. After the meeting, you're not floating with pride, you're not collapsed with guilt. You're simply stressed or steady because your compass has showed up. That's what direction does. It doesn't make you fearless, it keeps you oriented when fear is loud. And if your audience doesn't have direction yet, that's normal. Direction isn't discovered by thinking harder. Direction comes from noticing patterns and choosing a path that you can respect, which is why the next core matters. Core number 2, values in motion. Values are how your direction becomes visible in a stressful moment. Let's be honest, a lot of people say they have values, but values become real in pressure because pressure exposes what you default to, what you cling to. So let's go to a completely different life. Scene number 2, the family moment. It's early evening, you just walked in, you still have work in your head, your phone keeps lighting up with notifications, your body feels like you are still in traffic. Your kid is talking to you while you're half listening. Your partner, your spouse says, "We need to talk about money this week." The dog is barking and your phone might be ringing. This is where a lot of people's dominance role activates. If your role is the stabilizer, you start managing everyone's emotion. If your role is the helper, you start fixing everyone immediately. If your role is the strong one, you pretend you're fine when you're not. But tonight, you're trying something new. This is the part you need to think practical because you need to know your life is going to be divided to before and after, right? You are not abandoning your family, but you're choosing not to abandon yourself. So you choose a value that makes you concrete. Your value might be respect, not respect as a concept, but as a behavior. You say, "I want to talk, give me a few minutes so I can reset, then I'm fully here. At 8 p.m. we can talk." And you actually do it. This is called respect towards the other people and to yourself. You put your phone in somewhere, you wash your face, you let your nervous system calm down, just enough. Then you come back. The old version of you might push through. Now, this time you are showing up really differently. Your kid gets your attention for a full minute, for a full 5 minutes at least. Your partner gets a real conversation instead of distracted, "Yeah, we will think it through, maybe later." And here's the emotional consequence, the part that nobody admits it loud. You feel a weird discomfort because you didn't perform to your usual role. You didn't carry everything at once. But then something else happens. You realize you didn't lose love. You didn't lose belonging. Nothing broke at home. You simply showed up with a wider range of reactions. That's value in motion. Values are not slogans, they don't belong to social media. Values are what you do when you could easily go back to your old script. Now, we build the third core, the one that makes this sustainable. Core number 3, evidence-based self-trust. Self-trust is built like a case file. Here's the brutal truth. Your nervous system does not update because you understand something. It updates because it collects evidence. That's why you can have insight for years and still react the same way in the moment. Insight is mental. Evidence is embodied through your existence. When you loosen a role, your mind will replay it later and distort it. Maybe I was too cold. Maybe I sounded selfish. Maybe I damaged something. That replay is your system trying to restore the old identity. So, we give your system something stronger than overthinking, a record. You need to build that record. This is where a written system becomes powerful. And I'm saying this very carefully because I know journaling has so many different methods. I don't mean dream on. I don't mean writing things down in a pink way. I'm saying use paper to guide your life. Here's how the format really works. Just a piece of paper, write down what happened, how you felt, one paragraph. Why did you choose that reaction? What did you choose and what was the outcome? That's it. You need to see what is happening in your life. That's called real and practical journaling. Why this works? Because your mind loves dramatic predictions. Your body believes them. Writing forces reality back into the room. And over time, you build a file of evidence that says, I can step out of the role. I can tolerate the discomfort. I can stay intact. That's self-trust, not a belief, not a mindset. It's a record, it's evidence. So, one typical question is, what about the people who don't adjust? Now, we talk about the part that makes people quiet. You change your role slightly. The people around you keep interacting with the old version of you. A coworker gets sharper. A friend makes a comment. A family member pushes your boundary like they're testing a door. This is normal. You have to hold your ground because systems adjust to patterns, not announcement, not one-time changes. People recalibrate when they experience consistency. So your job isn't to convince everyone with speeches and over-explanation. Your job is to repeat yourself, is to hold your ground. You hold the same boundary again and again. You keep your tone steady. You don't over-explain. You just do what you have to do. In the beginning, this might cost energy. You feel it in your body, but that doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It means you are retraining something old. And sometimes, yes, a relationship changes. Some connections were genuinely about you, but some connections were about what you provided. That realization can hurt, but it also gives you a better life. A life where belonging isn't rented through self-abandonment. I repeat, a life in which your relationship isn't based on you sacrificing yourself. A practical experiment for this week. I don't know how much books you read, how many episodes you watch, but you have to make one practical shift. Pick one dominant role that shows up under pressure, the one you slip into without thinking. Then pick one predictable situation where it shows up, where it activates, like a meeting, a family discussion, a friend who always sort of abuses you, your own habit of working late to feel in control and feel powerful. Now, design one small shift that you can repeat. For example, in a meeting, you should wait 3 seconds before you volunteer. Then you say, I can support this, but does anyone else want to talk? Who owns the decision? Anyone else want to cooperate? Contribute? With a friend, you say, I can listen for 10 minutes. After that, I'm going to step away. At home, you say, you give me 10-15 minutes to reset. 1 hour to reset. Then I'm fully here. Then you write 4 lines after what happened. What happened? What I felt? What I chose? What actually happened? and how other people felt. It's okay. That's it. That's how the core gets actually built. Having a direction, writing it down, recording, actually taking steps, and repeating. There is no other way. This is where I say personal development will change your life. You see, people think I'm gonna live my life and occasionally I'm gonna watch a podcast, I'm gonna watch a clip, I'm gonna read a book. No, you have to continuously have a direction about your work, about yourself, about your inner world, your relationship. Anything should have a direction towards improvement. Then every week you have to record it. You have to have like 50 notebooks throughout your life. What were you doing for the past decade if you weren't improving yourself? If you improve something every week, the compound effect of 1, 2, 3 years will make you, I don't know, it would make you like a god, a godlike person on earth. This is no joke. This actually worked because it's on the paper. That's why journaling is not an option. And personal development will change you. It just depends on you. Do you believe yourself? Do you want to change? Do you want to manage your weaknesses and strengths so you could help your parents, so you could build your business, or as an employee, help build somebody else build their brand? It's teamwork. It's okay. I'm asking every single one of you. You have to become 1% better every single week. You have to know what you're doing. Don't spend 5 hours in a day in social media. Spend that time on journaling, reading, and improving yourself. That's when the real improvement begins and never ends. What we do in life echoes in eternity.